we have to look ahead to next week, guys, because the two men making the last walks on that night are going to be Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal as they fight to see who's the worst friend, the best friend. I don't even know what they're fighting, But listen, Rashad, Colby Covington is a polemic guy, right? A lot of people feel one way or another about him, but when you look at him as a fighter, undeniable, this man is incredibly good.
Yeah, you can say what you want about Colby Covington as a person, but as a fighter, he is absolutely dynamite. What this guy can't do in a ring is still yet to be known because he does everything so well. I mean, submissions, the way he goes in there and he hunts the guy. He keeps the pressure on and he breaks people with the pressure. That's something that a lot of people don't do, and he does such a good job with that. And not only that, he uses his striking and progress with each punch or kick that he throws to take away the space and then get the guy down. And even if he doesn't land that takedown, he's still putting that pressure on. So it's not even about getting the takedown. It's about the attempt and making those guys work when he's really wrestling, but he's really not because he's a wrestler, so it's not hard for him. He can do that all day.
He can do that.
I'm excited for this fight. I am very excited. I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of a fan of both of the guys. I'm a fan of them. I can't wait to see who got the last piece of chicken while they were living together, who got the most chicks, who was the strongest, who was the best. I can't wait to see it, and that's what we're going to find out next Saturday.
All right, well, listen, Kamaru, obviously you are very familiar with both of these men, but let's talk about Jorge Masvidal because he has so much swagger. This guy is a G. He is the BMF. He's a superstar for a reason. Can you break down his fight game and let the people know how he could, potentially win this fight?
I think he could potentially win the fight because one thing about Masvidal is he's one of the only guys who is in his stance. He's so tall in his stance, but he's able to defend takedowns from some of the best wrestlers. He's very, very good. His striking is so relaxed and it's so fast, and he's able to touch you. It might not feel as hard, but he can touch that button to be able to shut the lights out. And, I mean, being able to run across the octagon in 5 seconds, land a knee like that, it just shows a different level of athleticism. He's an athlete. He's a skilled striker, he's a skilled fighter, and he definitely has the tools to be able to land that shot to steal this fight away from Covington. So I'm excited. I can't wait. I will be there. I haven't been to a fight in a long time.
You legitimately look happy right now. You look so excited.
You know what? I'm going to be honest. My daughter made me excited for this.
Oh, really?
Because she wanted to see this. She's like, oh, yeah, I want to go to that fight. I was like, you want to go to that fight?
And it's probably much more fun watching them fight each other than preparing for them because, now in hindsight, we know you won both of those fights, but those were both very serious threats.
Yeah, definitely. And I had to prepare for these guys twice each. So it was definitely a very chaotic moment having to prepare for these guys, not only their athleticism, not only their skills, but also the trash talk, what they said and all the things they said they were going to. One guy was going to baptize me. The other guy was going to put me in a stretcher. So, it was very chaotic mentally preparing for these fights. But being able to prepare for those fights and get over that hurdle and actually achieve victory, you share something with these guys. And I'm honest, being honest when I say I am a fan of, maybe not the biggest fan, but I'm a fan of both guys, and I can't wait to watch that fight next Saturday.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be exciting. I mean, game bred. I think his name says it all. He's game no matter what. He's not going to back down anywhere in the octagon. And the thing about Jorge that I love so much is the fact that it's really hard to read him. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard to read him. You don't really know what his mindset is or where he's coming from on an emotional level in the fight. So he's able to take off at different angles with different kind of techniques that may throw you off. Yeah. And him knowing Colby, him having that history of Colby, knowing what Colby's susceptible for, is going to change the dynamic of how he approaches fights more so than anybody else because he has that intimate knowledge. So, I mean, it's going to be really the tale of who was able to change up their game since the most they trained with each other, and take advantages of those areas where they dominated.
One thing I will say is I think in this fight, Colby's going to realize that it's harder to take Masvidal down in an actual fight than when they were in practice. I know in his mind he's going to expect it to be like it was when they practiced. But they spent some time apart now, and I think he's going to realize it's a lot harder to take him down in a fight than it is from practice. And Masvidal on the flip side, I think he's going to realize that it's a lot harder to strike with this guy now than back when I was beating him up when he first came into the sport.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.